Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. If you've ever felt like the person you've been pretending to be just doesn't fit anymore, kind of like wearing a heavy winter coat in the absolute dead of summer, you're going to find the mechanics of Ketu in the first house incredibly validating. Today, we're unpacking the spiritual alchemy of losing your old identity and the really profound transformation that follows. The core metamorphosis of this placement is honestly profound. It's not about destroying your life, right, or losing yourself in some negative, scary way. It's literally an alchemical process. The old self dissolves so a more authentic self can emerge. It's really just about letting the artificial, heavy parts of your identity simply melt away to reveal the absolute truth underneath. When we look at Ketu in the first house, we're basically looking at the ultimate mechanism for detachment. But let's be clear, this isn't just aloofness. It's a spiritual stripping away of the ego and your outward appearance. And more importantly, it slowly unplugs you from that completely exhausting pursuit of seeking external validation and constantly trying to impress everyone around you. This journey completely shifts your paradigm. You move away from that constant, exhausting anxiety of who do people think I am, the whole realm of public image and expectation. And it forces you to ask a much harder, much deeper question. Who am I when all labels are removed? It's a massive shift toward an unshakable internal truth. Part 1. Shedding the old self. During this shedding phase, things get pretty intense. You'll likely experience a major identity reset, where previous life directions or career paths start feeling, well, completely hollow. You develop this deep detachment from external validation. Praise, status, popularity, they gradually lose their grip on your psyche simply because the energy it takes to maintain that curated public image is exhausting. You just don't have it in you to be that person anymore. And this brings us to a really profound turning point. You literally have to ask yourself, who am I beyond my job, my achievements, or my appearance? This spiritual curiosity pierces right through the illusions of the ego. You look in the mirror and realize, hey, your job title isn't you, your bank account isn't you, and your carefully curated social media profile definitely isn't you.
Part 2. Catalysts for reinvention.
Now, this transformation rarely just happens on a random Tuesday. It is almost always jump-started by major life events that shake your foundation to the core. We're talking about devastating breakups, sudden career changes, physical relocations across the world, sudden health challenges, or even spontaneous spiritual awakenings. These crises act as a crucible. They force a complete personal transformation because the old version of you literally cannot survive the new reality. And following these triggers, you almost always encounter temporary periods of withdrawal. I know society tells us to fear loneliness, right? But during an identity reset, this isolation is exactly where your internal growth takes root. Think of it like a cocoon phase. You actually have to withdraw from the noise of the world just to hear your own true voice again. Part 3. Discovering the authentic you. As those outdated identities completely dissolve and the debris finally clears out, something really incredible happens. Unrecognized, hidden strengths and talents suddenly surface. You find passions you never even knew you had. From there, you begin forging a totally unique path, completely free from conventional expectations. You might struggle to fit in with your old peers, but honestly, that's actually a massive blessing. It's proof you're finally carving your own lane. This creates such a startling dynamic with the people around you. Others might look at you and say, wow, you've changed dramatically. Maybe they even say they don't recognize you anymore. But internally, you feel like you're finally becoming genuine. Sure, it can be jarring to your old social circles, but for you, it feels like exhaling after holding your breath for years. You aren't changing into someone new. You're just reverting to your original, authentic factory settings. But here's a really crucial caveat. This is a lifelong process of self-evolution. You don't just shed your ego once, find your quote-unquote true self, and stay that way forever. No, you learn to continually shed outdated versions of yourself, growing into new ones over and over again throughout your entire life. It's this continuous, really beautiful cycle of renewal.
Part 4. The deeper astrological lesson.
The absolute deepest lesson here is that true growth comes not from creating a stronger ego, but from uncovering that authentic sense of self beneath it. We are so often taught to build this thick armor of labels, achievements, and defenses to protect ourselves. But this placement teaches the exact opposite. Building thicker armor won't protect you. Stripping it down to the bare foundation, that is what actually sets you free. Of course, these transformative effects don't operate in a vacuum. They depend heavily on the complex web of your birth chart. The specific zodiac sign dictates the unique flavor of your detachment, while aspects from other planets modify the actual intensity of the isolation you feel. Conjunctions will blend other planetary energies right into your identity reset, and the strength of your ascendant lord determines your personal capacity to handle this deep shift. The entire birth chart provides the holistic context, proving that while rebirth is a universal concept, your specific transformation is totally 100% unique to you. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one absolutely vital question to reflect on. What outdated version of yourself are you finally ready to shed? Seriously, take a look at your own life right now. What heavy, artificial label are you carrying around just to please other people? Think about what you can put down today to let your true, authentic self finally emerge. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll leave you to reflect on that as you move forward.